Over the course of the school year, Virginia has been helping me to improve vocabulary instruction in my language arts class. So we've been working on a lot of different strategies, and for the last cycle, we decided to focus on improving student interaction and really promoting student ownership of their learning. So instead of it being a lot of like teacher lecture and teacher choice of words, we really wanted to give them the freedom and the tools to take ownership of their own vocabulary knowledge and improving it. So she helped me to just build more resources, to come up with out-of-the-box activities that allowed students to interact with the words and interact with each other in different ways than a standard like lecture would. And so the cycle really just helped me see that when you give students freedom, they not only learn a lot more content, but they also learn a lot more about themselves as learners and how to problem solve difficult situations. So I'm really grateful to Virginia and Quinn for all of their help, and their help really showed in my students' engagement in their finished products, their assessments. It's been awesome so far.
During this learning cycle, I wanted to focus on using OneNote in my classroom. There were several things that I wanted to accomplish during this cycle. First, I wanted to have students use OneNote for their warm-ups. This way, we would cut back on pencils and paper. Secondly, I wanted them to be able to do things like take notes using Cornell Notes on the laptop themselves. So that way, instead of trying to organize notes and taking the time to set up the Cornell Notes, it could be done ahead of time, preloaded for them. And then finally, it was for me to start laying the groundwork for next school year. I wanted to be able to play with it during this cycle, have the kids experiment with it, see what worked and see what didn't work, and then for next year I can make those adjustments so the kids are ready to go. Finally, the other thing is I'd like to spend some time learning more about OneNote. I think there's a lot of advantages to using it, and I think there's a lot of sources that we haven't hit on yet, and that's about it.
I wanted to start a learning cycle with Virginia so that I could introduce new material in a different way. I was getting bored with just the way I was introducing stuff, so I was thinking the kids surely have to be bored. So it was fun for me to see that I don't have to do as much work as I had been doing, and I can just facilitate. I can do these entry events with kids. I can have them create these projects. Even before I do a lot of teaching, the kids can show me a lot about what they have learned in life and how they can apply it and make new connections with things. So that was kind of cool for me to see that I can do less while they're doing more. I just think that that was really eye-opening to me. Even after teaching over a decade, I realized I'm working too hard introducing new material, and there's way cooler ways to do it than I had been doing, way more fun ways to let the kids interact with new material. And that was fun for me to see, and like literally see, like they were making this huge brain on the wall and they were creating these neat neurons out of this bucket of stuff I'd given them with no instruction other than to make one. And they were really impressing me with what they could do without a lot of needing me, which makes me kind of feel bad. Do they really need me? But anyway, it was good, and Virginia was great to work with. She gave me new ideas, and it was like having an assistant. She kind of helped me along and created things for me so I could take what she made and use it throughout my day. So I appreciated her time as well.
On this cycle, I did DQ15, which is organizing students in grouping. I could say that at first it was a little difficult, but then as I got used to it and with the help of Mark, we were able to make our groups. And I noticed the students progress in their engagement in the activities, and they were all able to help each other as their group. And this was a great opportunity. I'm very lucky to have my coaches help me out, and also they were able to help us during our crime scene, which was something that students really enjoyed, and they were very engaged and they worked with their groups. So next year I will continue using DQ15, and I will start earlier, that way they know the procedures and what to expect. So yes, thank you, I appreciate all the help.
I signed up for a learning cycle with Mark to work on element 4, which is establishing routines for my class. The learning cycle has been fantastic for me in that it transformed my teaching into a problem-solving approach as a teacher. So when things don't work with my class, I step back and I think, what routine or what system can I put in place to make this problem not even occur, or to minimize it from occurring? Routines such as getting the computers out and away, routines for waiting for papers or collecting papers when students first walk in the door, to minimize movement around the classroom and not waste instructional time. I absolutely think everybody should do a learning cycle. It is so helpful to have someone come in and observe your teaching, point out where they see growth areas, which may be different from the growth areas that you see or you feel. It is also helpful to discuss with the coach areas that you are frustrated with as a teacher, or things that you want to try but have no idea how to accomplish